Hello, third grade, and welcome to our point of view practice for today. Now, we looked at two types of point of view: first person, when it's told from the character's point of view, and third person, when it's told from the narrator's point of view. We have key words like I, me, my, we for first person, and key words for third person like he, she, and them. You can look back at your notes to help you as we do today's activity. Let's start at number 1. We're going to highlight all of the key words or the clue words that help us determine which point of view it is, first or third. Let's go ahead and begin. It should have been a perfect summer. My, that's a key word, Dad helped me build a treehouse in our backyard. My sister was at camp for 3 whole weeks, and I was on the baseball team in town. It should have been a perfect summer, but it wasn't. So with these clue words, is a character telling the story, first person, or is the narrator telling the story, third person? Well, a character is telling the story. So which point of view is that? Go look back at your notes. Which one is the character telling the story? Go ahead and fill that out for the point of view. It is first person. And then we can write down the clue words that helped us. We saw my, me, and I. Go ahead and write these down. Make sure your clue words are also highlighted. We'll move on to number 2. Henry and his brothers and sisters worked in the big house where the master lived. Henry's master had been good to Henry and his family. Highlight his, and then I'm also going to highlight these character names. But Henry's mother knew things could change. Do you see those leaves blowing in the wind? They are torn from the trees like slave children are torn from their families. Now, the important thing about figuring out if it is in first person or third person is that we do not look at the dialogue, because that will always be from a character's point of view. That does not tell us the point of view of the story. So you will never find clue words inside quotations, inside dialogue. So who's telling this story? Is Henry telling the story? No. Is it coming from a character's point of view? No, it's coming from the narrators. So the narrator is telling the story. Look back on page number 5 to see what point of view a narrator would be. It would be third person. So one clue word was that it used characters' names only. It didn't have he, she, we, or me, I, us. It only, actually I'm going to put the characters' names. We had Henry and his brothers. And sisters. Then we had his mother in there. So all of those helped me determine that the narrator was telling the story. Let's move on to number 3. Who wants to be the first tonight for feelings? Jonah's fathers asked at the conclusion of their evening meal. It was one of the rituals, the evening telling of feelings. Sometimes Jonas and his sister Lily argued over turns, over who would get to go first. Their parents, of course, were part of the ritual. They too told their feelings each evening. But like all parents, all adults, they didn't fight for their turn. So who was telling this story? Was it from a character's point of view, or was it from the narrators? Well, I didn't see I, me, we, us. It wasn't talking from a character's point of view, so that's from a narrator. And what point of view is that? That is first person. I'm actually going to go back and find those clue words. Jonas's father, when they're talking about characters. Their parents. So these are some clue words that told me that it was from the narrator's point of view. Pause the video and make sure you have all of this written out. And now it's time for you to try. Determine who told the story by highlighting key words. What is the point of view? And what clue words helped you? Once you're finished with this part, you may move on to the next activity for today.